Welcome everyone, I'm Fausto Carnevale, international tax consultant, and in this video we will talk about the regime forfettario again, and I will show you basically if you start your business in Italy as a freelance, for example, with the regime forfettario. I'm gonna list you all the things you must do, basically the compliance you have to keep, all the obligation in order to avoid audit, to avoid control, and to avoid fines. So basically, as you know, the regime forfettario, the first thing that I have to remind is that it is not a company. It's you yourself with a VAT number, but it is not a company, it is not a limited responsibility company or whatever. Thanks to the regime forfettario, in Italy is one of the only way to pay around 25% of taxes and social contribution included if you earn less than 85k. So this is the best way, and this is you as a freelance. Okay, so let's suppose that you start your business in May 2024. What are the things that you have to do apart from sending invoice to your client? So first things, I will advise you open a bank account in Italy because it will be easier to get the money from your invoices. Second, but this is not mandatory again, this is also an important point. It is mandatory to open a bank account in Italy. Is it mandatory to open a bank account the first day in order to start to getting paid? No. What is mandatory? So this is not mandatory. What is mandatory, by the way, are the following things. First, you have to do the tax return in 2025 for the revenues of 2024. Now we are preparing the tax return, physical person, personally tax return. This is not a company. And you prepare the tax return. In this tax return, by the way, it could seem that you pay more taxes because you have to pay the taxes for the revenues of 2024, and then you have to do a prepayment of taxes, 40%, for 2025. So the problem is that in terms of cash flow, you have to save more money because it could seem that you have to pay more taxes the first year. But again, your accountant can do an exact calculation. Second, no VAT, you don't add and you don't deduct the VAT. Third point, electronic invoice. You send to your client whatever kind of invoice you want, even a piece of paper with the amount to pay. But you have to comply, you have to send to the system, the government system, Sistema di Interscambio, this is the name in Italian. You have to send the electronic invoice. Mandatory. This is mandatory. Fourth, Intrastat. The Intrastat is the file when you are having exchanges of product or services intra-EU. So it is another list that you have to send. You can check the deadlines on the website of the Agenzia delle Entrate. But basically it can be each month or each quarter, and this depends upon your profit. In the case of the forfettario regime, you know that it is less than 85k, so it is every quarter. So basically that's it. Of course, 5. This is basically when we open the VAT. You have to pay the IMSS, which is normally gestione separata, and it is 26.8% on top of invoicing, your total amount that you invoice, let's say 85k, multiplied the coefficient of profit, for instance 78%. Again, here, what is the coefficient of profit? The coefficient of profit, since that you cannot deduct cost, as I said, it is the percentage of profit that the government assume you are making for your activity, because you do the business. So, in this case, let's make it simple. If you earn 10k, the government assume that you are earning as profit, not as invoicing, as profit, 7,800 euro. But by the way, to conclude, those are the main things that you have to do. What are the main issues that we see? First issues, people don't know how many taxes they have to pay. Second, they don't open the VAT correctly, including the regime forfettario check. Second, they don't do the electronic invoices correctly, or they forgot to do the Interat, or they don't have the correct IMSS. IMSS is a social contribution again. So if you want to have all those things, we can do all those things for you. We have an accounting firm in Italy. Me, I have an accounting office in Italy. You can check in the description of the video. There is a link called Accounting in Italy. So if you are English speaking or you don't know what to do, you maybe don't understand, we can do first a tax simulation, and then you can do all those things, all the tax return, knowing in advance the tax that you have to pay. You can do it with us, and you can start your business and enjoy Italy. So until next time, Fausto Carnevale. Again, for any questions, you can write us at info@esentaxa.com.